We have some not so great news out of the United Parks, which is the SeaWorld Parks and Busch Gardens Parks. They just released their third quarter results, and there's only one thing that can save this park or this chain. You're about to hear that, as well as my thoughts on this. Are these parks really that bad? Why the massive decline in attendance? It's crazy. So, this is Theme Park Brandon. I'm really glad you're here. Let's get right into this. So these are just announced that a leading theme park and entertainment company today reported its financial results for the third quarter and the first 9 months of the fiscal year of 2025. It goes on to say attendance was 6.8 million guests. Now, mind you, this is Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Busch Gardens Tampa, SeaWorld Orlando, SeaWorld San Antonio, SeaWorld San Diego, as well as Sesame Place and the water parks. Attendance 6.8 million guests. These parks, if ran right, deserve to have a lot more visitors. They're fantastic parks, again, if ran right. And lately they have not been. But that's a very low number in my opinion. I would figure these would be around 9 to 10 million per quarter, for especially during the summertime. But here's the negative aspect of this, guys. It says a decrease of approximately 240,000 guests, or 3.4% from the third quarter in 2024. Meaning that from the third quarter in 2024 to the third quarter in 2025, they lost 240,000 guests. Now, let's put that in perspective. I used to work at SeaWorld back in the day. A solid day there was around 25,000 guests, right? That's a lot of people. I think max capacity is like 37,000, but 25,000, you know you're having a really good day, a steady day. So 240,000 divided by 25,000 is 9.6 days. So let's just say 10 days that, let's say, aren't there at all for SeaWorld as far as the attendance goes. That's a lot. That is crazy. They also said the total revenue was $511.9 million, a decrease of $34.1 million, or 6.2% from the third quarter in 2024. I'm not an accountant. I'm a YouTube content creator who loves theme parks. But I can tell you this much. These numbers are not good. What is going on with the United Parks? For one, the name sucks. Get rid of the United Parks. I think it's horrible. But for two, most importantly, really, the customer service. Busch Gardens Tampa, one train operations on a lot of things. Some rides closed. Busch Gardens Williamsburg, same scenario. Pantheon had issues. There's other rides that have issues there. They've been removing a lot of rides and not replacing flat rides at that park. SeaWorld Orlando, don't even get me started. I mean, I think the biggest thing for me for this company is the lack of good, consistent decisions. I like Big Bad Wolf for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I like Penguin Trek for SeaWorld Orlando. That was a good addition. The Barracuda Strike in San Antonio, solid ride. Phoenix Rising Tampa, good. But it's been years now since these parks have added a thrill coaster. Pipeline, I believe, was the last one. That was 23. So I think hopefully this means that the company sees this and acts on this, because I hate to tell you, the current plan isn't really working very well, is it? Remove the surcharges from everything you buy in the park. It's ridiculous. Provide better guest services. I think the biggest thing for SeaWorld is they pay a lot less than Universal and Disney does for the the workers there. So I'm not saying the workers are bad by all means, but pay them more. And if you pay them more, you can expect a better product or better work ethic from that particular person. So hopefully they can get their act together. But there's one major thing that SeaWorld and Busch Gardens can really benefit from, and that is, again, stop adding dumb attractions like I don't even know what it's called, but the flying theater ride that the Wild Arctic used to be located in. That ride, I heard it's mediocre. It's not even that good. I mean, this is the same company that added, oh my gosh, I worked there too, Antarctica. Like, that was a horrible dark ride. Have you ever been on Antarctica, the dark ride? Like, it was horrible. So, like, for them to be able to keep on adding just, like, mediocre, I mean, they knocked it out of the park with Mako, obviously. But outside of that, like, Sesame Place is really cool. They did a good job with that. I really like, you know, Pipelines. It's okay. It's a fun ride. But SeaWorld and Busch Gardens and all the parks, they need marketability, especially in Orlando. It's such a saturated market with all the other theme parks. I don't think adding Icebreaker or even really Penguin's Trek is going to bring people to the park. Well, Penguin's Trek was much needed because they needed that ride. But like Icebreaker or Pipeline, again, these rides are Pipeline, yeah, it's marketability, cool, but there's no theme at all. It's in the parking lot practically. You know, there's a huge difference when you go to a Universal, Disney, then you go to SeaWorld. And SeaWorld used to be a lot prettier before they added Pipeline, in my opinion, because it's all trees right there. Where now it's just a giant parking lot, roller coaster, and that's it. I don't like it, but I think there's one thing that SeaWorld and the United Parks can do to really get better results and obviously customer service and better operations. They need park presidents that are going to last more than 3 days, like down in Tampa. But the thrill coaster market, that's what Orlando is really booming towards right now. Even Disney's on that with Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy. Obviously, Epic Universe with Stardust Racers and the Curse of the Werewolf, Velocicoaster. Give these parks a major thrill coaster. Quit going to B&M for everything. There's Intamin, there's Mock Rides, there's other manufacturers out there that can create just as good, if not better, of a product than B&M can. So I think SeaWorld Orlando desperately needs a new thrill coaster. Obviously, I hope it's something for Mock Rides. A Mock Rides Big Dip, a Striker coaster, would be really great at this park. Multiple inversions, crazy layouts. You don't need the height. You know, they obviously have the hyper coaster, so you don't need the floater airtime. A little bit more ejector would be really great. And then for Busch Gardens Tampa, obviously it's the Giga. That is how you get this back on track. Adding 2 solid coasters. You know, back in the day, SeaWorld, the back then it was called the SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment. They were paying $25-30 million a coaster. You know, Pantheon, Mako, it's a lot. So for them to stop doing that and then all of a sudden going to buy these mid-tier family rides, obviously this plan's not working. And I do think now that Busch Gardens Tampa is getting the new exhibit next year, I think 2027 really is the year. I just feel like that is the one ride that can really turn this chain and this company around. But I think better direction. The park managers, this starts from the top. You guys got to see how great these parks are. I loved working at these parks. I still love these parks. And for them to kind of just go deteriorate downwards, obviously by the revenue and the attendance is favoring that as well. It's rather unfortunate. So I want to know how you would change the parks if you were in charge. And if you want to know how I rank every single coaster at the SeaWorld Orlando, then check out the video at the bottom of your screen. With that being said, this is Theme Park Brandon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and of course, keep riding coasters.